Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
K-pop news. NCT Wish fans snub Jaehee and Yushi during M Countdown performance. What does that mean?
During NCT Wish's latest performance on M Countdown, and it's sparking major fandom drama. So here's the tea. One of the iconic parts of any K-pop stage is the ending fairy moment. That's the special pose where idols get to show off their charm after slaying a performance. Usually fans love predicting who's gonna get it, and it's a treat when every member gets their moment. But during this performance, things got messy. At the start, all 6 members got their spotlight time. But when it came to Jaehee and Yushi, fans noticed something weird. Cheers that were loud and hype for the other members, suddenly quiet, almost non-existent. It sounded like the applause was fading out from the previous members, instead of genuinely for them. One fan didn't hold back, saying, "Someone genuinely needs to humble these K-fans. If SM decides tomorrow that Wish will only promote in Japan from now on, they'll be the first to be butthurt and cry about how they aren't getting anything. Such an ungrateful group of people." Another fan got even more heated. "People who didn't scream for Yushi and Jaehee, I hope your pillow is always hot every time you sleep. Sorry, this is so serious to me." And another comment read, "The people who didn't scream for Yushi and Jaehee, get out of the fandom please. We don't need you." It didn't stop there. Fans also pointed out that during the choreography, Jaehee was blocked for most of the song, sparking even more criticism online. One fan even said, "At what point do they just make him leave the stage entirely?" This backlash isn't coming out of nowhere. Jaehee has been involved in past controversies, which some fans believe has made certain segments of the fandom biased against him. And this performance just amplified those tensions. So, the situation is pretty messy. A combination of uneven fan reactions, stage blocking, and past controversies has left the fandom divided and furious. What do you think, Stance? Should fan cheers matter this much? Or is this over the top?
Well, I wonder what his controversies are, how bad it is. Maybe he did something real bad, or maybe he just dated someone, so that matters.
I thought it's also maybe based where they're from.
That I also wonder, are they Japanese or Korean? But at the end of the day, fans are entitled to scream for who they want. If they feel like they don't like that particular person in the room, they don't have to cheer for them. If you like that person and have a problem for somebody not screaming for them, get a ticket, attend, and scream for them. Very simple solution. So you don't get to tell others what to do. It's not like they booed them. Even if they booed them, I wouldn't have a problem per se, but I
To
don't.
me, this is such a non-issue because
Yeah.
it's like same like with Instagram followings. Like for example, in a
Exactly.
group, there's gonna be one person who gets all the followings,
Yes.
and that will correlate how many support
Absolutely.
they get.
Yes.
So I don't think that why everyone
Absolutely.
has to follow everyone equally.
Yes. Some members are just more popular than others. Get over with it.
Drop your thoughts below.
Yeah.
I guess people are just tired of cheering too. Like, come on.
Everybody has their favorites.
Yeah.
It's a non-issue.
If I was him, I wouldn't be. Like,
Of course.
yeah, I would be a little bit.
Of course, if you're
Boys
that
2 Planet
person,
is
it's,
already
it-
gaining
Wow.
major
but that's kind of goes back to our K-pop spy video. People are soft nowadays.
I probably will have to. That tells me I have to work my engagement. I have to maybe
I
interact more. And
I
make
have to
people
get better.
Like me.
Yeah, I have to get better. Yeah.
That's the signal.
Yeah, you see that I have to get better or get out of the program. Mnet under fire for mocking idols' looks on Boys to Planet. I think we saw this
Boys 2
yesterday.
Planet is already gaining major attention. But this week,
But
it wasn't for the trainee
what's his
skills.
name?
Instead,
Yeah.
Mnet is under fire for cruelly mocking a contestant on national broadcast. The trainee at the center of the controversy is Lee Zihao, a member of the JYP boy group Boy Story, and currently a contestant on the survival show. Before the show even began, Zihao had already gone viral because of harsh comments about his visuals. Despite this, he ranked 31st, and many fans defended him, saying he proved himself through talent and skills. But during the most recent episode, Mnet took things too far. A segment featured Zihao alongside another contestant, where they discovered standees of the remaining trainees. Zihao's standee was placed in the center, with a shocking caption on screen. The center visual, but in the next life, with a better choice. This caption was immediately interpreted as a direct insult, implying that Zihao could only be considered a center visual if he looked different, essentially mocking his appearance. Fans were
They picked
outraged.
a bad photo.
Viral posts criticizing Mnet began circulating across Korean social media, gathering millions of views. One fan wrote, "Net, why are you being so rude to Lee Zihao? Just because the kid laughs it off? Do you think it's okay to act like total jerks? You're not adults, are you?" Another Korean fan highlighted his young age, saying, "Lee Zihao was born in 2004. If he went to college, he probably hasn't even graduated yet." Instead of protecting him, the production team endlessly mocks him. It's not about wanting him to get fan support. It's about realizing that mocking someone's appearance is just rude, and another pointed out Mnet's recklessness with their captions. And seriously, the official account completely fails at minding what it posts. There are plenty of crazy people on Twitter, and while they were making fun of him among themselves, the official account somehow noticed it and amplified it. So pathetic. These comments alone reached nearly 2 million views and tens of thousands of likes, showing just how deeply this situation has struck a nerve among fans. At the end of the day, Zhao is only 20 years old, and yet he's had to deal with brutal comments about his looks on a huge stage. Instead of being protected, he was mocked on national television by the very production that's supposed to showcase his talent. Fans are now demanding an apology from Mnet, calling their actions disrespectful, childish and unprofessional.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about this in more extent. I don't think they should have put that thumbnail. That thumbnail was kind of uncalled for. But aside from that, as we talked yesterday, that
They did it for attention.
and not only that, you know, being visual is part of the K-pop. So you know, watch our yesterday's video. I don't really want to regurgitate it.
TXT
I would just
Soobin.
say that, you know, if they want like the importance of a visual, then put up the visual. You don't have to bring down others. It was not necessary whatsoever. It kind of almost came off.
Yeah,
childish to me.
that's what the interesting thing is. Like, if the person is not the visual,
Yeah,
why you
then
put them
why
on the
put them there?
thumbnail? Yeah, why would you think? Why
Why?
would you think people would click on someone who's not good looking? That's the thing, right?
Unless there was like something behind the scenes and he felt like he was bigger than the program. He said, I should be
I don't know.
visual, da da da. And his contract and his team was
Yeah.
trying to push in and say, okay, we'll do that. Look what happens.
Hmm. TXT's Soobin confesses he was hit as a trainee. Fans are we just did this too. Damn.
TXT's Soobin has shocked fans with a heartbreaking confession about his trainee days. During a recent Weverse livestream, the group's leader revealed that he and fellow member Taehyun were physically punished while learning choreography as trainees. Soobin recalled that
You
both of them
know-
were in middle school at the time.
Partly, this is what happens when the artist is being vulnerable. You guys take things all the way left and they will no longer be vulnerable with you again. And then you wonder, okay, how come we don't get to know what really happened with this artist because they keep everything in? I think it's good for him to share and get it out and be open and honest about what really happens. But also, I feel like the people also have to control themselves and not take things in their hands into their matters, because if he felt like he was wronged anyway, or his team, his family, or his loved ones felt like he was wrong, he would take action.
You're right.
With only 1 or 2 weeks of dance experience. Despite this, they were suddenly told to learn a difficult 17 choreography on their own, without any guidance from instructors. According to Soobin, he and Taehyun struggled to keep up, even watching the practice video at half speed. He admitted that because of their mistakes, they were hit during training sessions. Taehyun also joined the livestream chat to confirm that the punishment was indeed frightening. Soobin shared that while he and Taehyun were punished, other trainees who performed worse received even harsher treatment. He sighed while recalling the memories, but emphasized that training practices have since changed, noting that physical punishment is no longer allowed and would result in serious consequences today. Fans were quick to react with outrage at the revelation. Many expressed anger toward big hit music and the past K-pop trainee system, criticizing the use of violence against children as a method of teaching. One fan pointed out that
And the
Soobin and
thing is, I can
Taehyun were just
understand like
13.
the audience response too as well. It's just that I think sometimes they play a role that shouldn't be theirs to play.
The protector.
Yeah.
and 15 years old at the time. While another
'Cause you
described the
kinda take
practice
their autonomy, you take the control from them too. You become what you're criticizing.
Yeah.
as abusive and unacceptable. Others tied the confession to more recent concerns about staff management, with some claiming this reflects a pattern of negligence within the company. Soobin's revelation has sparked widespread discussion, reigniting conversations about the darker realities of the K-pop trainee system and the changes the industry has undergone in recent years.
What's next?
Tarzan, okay.
Oh my god.
This guy.
Oh my gosh. What now?
ALLDAY Project's Tarzan
ALLDAY Project Tarzzan under fire after cursing on fan app. Not a big deal.
is once again under the spotlight.
Plenty other
This
reasons to
time
be
for
under
breaking
fire
one
for.
of K-pop's biggest unwritten rules: no cursing in front of fans.
Oh.
The situation started on the group's fan communication platform, when a fan left a playful message for Annie. The fan compared their love to armpit hair, saying it keeps growing no matter how many times it's shaved off. Annie responded politely, thanking them for the poetic comparison. But then, Tarzan jumped in with a comment that raised eyebrows. He wrote, "Wow, this is Yona funny." For context, Yona is one of the most common curse words in Korean. Its closest equivalent in English being the F word. Annie quickly stepped in to stop him, saying, "Tarzan's here. I said no cursing." Trying to cover it up, Tarzan replied, "Oh, I was talking about my friend, John Na. He's really funny." But it didn't convince anyone. Annie ended the moment with a sigh, saying, "Ugh, I should not have left early. He's out of control." The comment was later deleted, but screenshots spread online, sparking heated debate. While some fans brushed it off as a harmless joke, many others criticized Tarzan's behavior. Comments included, "As an idol, saying Jonna on a fan platform is a bit ick. If an ordinary person cursed at work, people would say their personality is trash. No? Who swears in front of others like
they
that?
wouldn't.
Seems
No,
shallow and thoughtless,
nobody cares.
not really likable."
It depends on the
You can
context.
tell Annie's really struggling. If
It depends on the context. It depends on the
I
context.
would not care.
It depends on the context, because if you write on an email and you write curse words in an email and this email circulates, no, that's unprofessional.
for a female
That's
idol, people wouldn't be so
unprofessional.
lenient. He should be more
I do
careful.
not
I want to
care.
see All-Day Project last long. Others
For
also
you,
pointed out that
but
Tarzan
I
isn't
think
a teenager
overall,
anymore.
professionally speaking, I think there needs to be a little bit of decorum. Like, come
He's
on.
24, and questioned why some fans were excusing his actions as youthful behavior. Meanwhile, Annie received praise for handling the situation as best as she could, with many fans sympathizing that she had to step in and do damage control. This isn't the first time Tarzan has faced backlash for his behavior, and with the K-pop industry holding such high standards for idols,
Yeah, that's the least of his worries. That at least it should be the least of his worries. This is such a non-issue. Ridiculous. NewJeans
recently,
drama
TXT Soobin shocked
sparks
fans
after TXT Soobin reveals trainee hardships.
by opening up about his trainee days at Big Hit. During
Now, if NewJeans used what happened to TXT as part of their claim, why they want to leave the company, that might hold some water. But they never brought that up, so well, let's see what this goes on. But
a live stream, he revealed that he and Taehyun, when they were still middle schoolers, were suddenly forced to learn difficult 17 choreography on their own and perform it, despite the fact that they had only been dancing for about a week or two. Soobin also admitted that other trainees were treated even worse, with some being hit more frequently. Naturally, fans were outraged, but instead of focusing only on TXT's struggles, the conversation quickly spilled over into the ongoing battle between NewJeans, Hybe, and Adore. NewJeans have accused Hybe of mistreatment, calling the company an abusive dad, and trying to terminate their contracts after Min Hee-jin's ousting. Because of this, some netizens started comparing Soobin's confession to NewJeans' current claims, but not everyone agreed with that comparison. One fan said, "I hope Tokis realize not everything is about NewJeans. What TXT went through during their trainee days has nothing to do with Hybe or the NewJeans drama. This all happened around 2015, when Hybe didn't even exist. Please educate yourself and stop using child abuse."
yeah, I think, if NewJeans members were hit, or I'm not saying they were not hit, but if they had a problem with getting hit, they would have definitely used that in the lawsuit. We would have heard about it, we would have seen it. They never claimed it. They never brought it up. So I think it's A, either way never hit. B, again, part of the culture, they never found it problematic. Now,
Could it have been like something they submitted to the court privately, but it's not disclosed publicly?
I don't know, I feel like public courts are kind of disclosed publicly. I don't know, hard to say.
Like
I mean,
information redacted to say, okay, this is the reasons why, but it's not available for public
but
consumption.
I feel like we would have heard that there's some redacted information too, though. I don't know. I don't know, hard to say. But yeah, now if NewJeans all of a sudden switch up and you try to say, oh yeah, we were also hit, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. They should have brought it up before. If they bring it up now, I don't know.
As a gotcha moment for your faves, Soobin has always spoken up against Big Hit, and MOAs have always called
Plus, also, if you're gonna use something like that, you would have to have proof. You can't just say, "Oh, I was hit with no." And what kind of proof would you have from what happened 7 years ago? Oh, I was hit 7 years ago. Kind of hard to prove.
Sometimes people take pictures and they save them.
Of what? Bruises? Could have fallen walking down the stairs. That's not a proof.
Yeah, but if there's like you don't know if there's more context added to it. I'm just saying it happens. Some people record
If to me the only proof that I feel like would be
Because
acceptable is a
maybe
video recording of
at
it
that
happening.
at that point they're not big enough or have the capacity to move forward on something like this, so they save all this information.
Maybe. But again, I feel like they would have used it already if they had anything.
Out mistreatment, but nobody listened. Don't use real
Also,
abuse.
victims don't necessarily like to come forward when they go through trauma.
I mean,
It can be considered embarrassing.
fair, but again, they already are in this lawsuit and they need everything to win, and they're losing. I feel like they would have used it.
But then don't push back the notion that if they come out with this information nowadays, that it wouldn't be seen as valid or looked at through valid.
If they come with proof, it would be looked as valid. I'm just saying, if they made the claim with no proof, I wouldn't buy it.
In trauma.
But yeah, if they bring videos of like manager
But
at
would you
Hype
consider
actually.
it? Would it be out the realm? It wouldn't be out the realm of possibility.
No, I
Most
don't think it's
likely
out of the
these
realm.
situations is
No,
someone getting abused.
I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibilities, not at all. I'm just saying like for
you still
they
should-
would need to provide proof.
But you would have to investigate. I believe. You don't dismiss victims like that.
No, I'm not saying it's not out, but they never brought it up. We don't even. How can you even call them victims?
Because maybe
they're not even victims.
I'm not saying that, but I'm also not discounting that if they were to possibly come forward in the future of some sort of incident, then we would have to hear them out.
Of course, we would have to hear them out, but they would better come with the proof, not just
Oh,
the
they better?
accusation. Yeah, they better.
Why if you don't sit
As
down?
your weapon in some
I am
stupid
sitting
fan
down.
war. This happened to real people. Leave TXT alone. Another fan added, Hype wasn't even a thing. Both TXT and BTS suffered inhuman abuse as trainees in Big Hit. Moe's have always talked about this, even about our current issues with Hype as a company. Don't twist this into a gotcha moment for your faves when you never cared before. On the other hand, some people argue that since Big Hit is now part of Hype, this shows a larger pattern of mistreatment. One fan pointed out TXT saying they were abused as trainees in Big Hit, Hypen overworked, and staff beating them in public, Minju training until she bled, Cat's Eye overworked, the Garam situation, NewJeans saying they were bullied by managers. All that, and people still call Hani a liar. And that brings us
We
back
call
to
Hani a liar because we literally watched the text messages where she said,
Take of that specific incident.
yeah, where she said, oh, it's not a big deal. Then 6 months later, maybe even less, she comes in court and she says, oh my God, it's a big deal. There was text where she said
Her
it's not a big deal.
credibility is a little
Yes.
bit shoddy.
Credibility, finished.
the messy NewJeans situation. Here's my take. Hani specifically said she heard a manager tell Illit members to ignore her, but later, she backtracked and admitted she didn't hear it properly. She still claimed Illit members ignored her. Yet in the footage, we clearly see Illit greeting her. So which is it? If you go all the way to the National Assembly, crying about something that supposedly wrecked your mental health, but then you're not even sure what you heard, that's not exactly solid proof. Even in her KakaoTalk messages with Min Hee-jin, Hani wasn't confident about what she heard. She just went along with Min Hee-jin's narrative. So at that point, what do you want people to believe? Maybe
Yeah,
not a
the
liar,
messages
but
are
let's be real.
damning.
This looks shaky at best. And if shaky stories are the backbone of your mistreatment claims, maybe it's time
Always
people
have,
stop
like,
using
these
other idols' real
outlets.
abuse, like what Soobin just admitted to, as ammunition in your fan war.
The person is talented though. The drawings look real nice.
Yeah, but I never fully like the outfit.
He's just a sketch. Okay.
Big news from Big
Hype's new boy group Cortis faces hard criticism over visuals at debut showcase. Why have we talked? We already talked about their visuals. What's more to their visuals? Their visuals look the same that they looked a week ago.
Hit music, as their new boy group, Cortis, hits the stage, but not all the reactions have been positive. Fans and netizens have been voicing some harsh criticisms about the group's visuals during their debut showcase. On August 18th, Cortis held their highly anticipated debut showcase for their new track Go, chatting with the media, taking photos, and performing live. But when photos from the event hit online, reactions quickly turned critical. Netizens slammed the group's visuals, using words like chopped and ugly, claiming they lacked star quality compared to other idol groups. Some of the comments included, "This is what Cortis reminds me of."
I mean, they said the same thing about what's the kickflip from JYP.
The first hype group without any star quality. They might be the most chopped 5th gen boy group right now. Big Hit never fails.
I don't know, star quality a little too early to judge it. We haven't even seen them live, no nothing. To judge star quality, we need to get to see them perform more.
The allegations of debuting
I don't think the star quality can be portrayed through a music video when it's like a controlled environment.
losers. I saw a few pre-debut photos and thought Big Hit stopped debuting losers. However,
I'm looking at you because you're talking. You look at me. Why are you looking
Yeah,
at
like,
me?
why-
I'm like you're talking.
Well, I don't know what you gotta disagree because how you go and portray star quality to a music video? I don't see it. It's controlled. You can control the narrative there.
many fans also pointed out that the group's styling choices may not be helping their
gonna get cancelled for this. I mean, you already canceled your parody account.
Visuals, suggesting that a different styling approach could better highlight their looks. Here's the thing, Cortis are still teens. They are young, growing, and stepping into one of the harshest industries in the world. Making mockery of their visuals at this stage is unfair and insensitive. Unlike groups that focus solely on looks, Cortis has been actively involved in their music, contributing to songwriting and production, which shows true artistry and dedication. Their potential isn't just about how they look on stage. It's about their talent, creativity, and growth as performers. Criticizing them for not meeting superficial visual standards.
I don't know. I don't think you can go far without looks in K-pop though. And you can.
What are you talking about?
So name me a big group that don't look
A
good.
group?
A big
I
group
think
that don't look,
solos.
that don't look good.
Yeah.
Solos is a little different because solos. I'm talking about the groups, not about solos. Yeah, solos. I think just on your talent alone, as a solo, you can go. As a group, though, that don't look good. Name one big. The only one I guess I would say maybe, but it's now is G Idol. But I think they looked better when they were younger. Now with the Soyeon, whatever she's doing, they kind of lost that, but they already established. So aside from that, I think as part of K-pop, for a group to go far, you have to have visuals. You have to look good. So
I'm gonna need some time to sit on it.
okay. And I'm not saying the guys look good, don't look good. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of addressing her statement that she said, "Oh, you can go far without visuals," like just based on the talent.
mean,
And
there's
I
like
don't think so.
there's people out now as groups, but they're like already established. So you can't really say anything about their looks now. They just look older. They don't look as like appealing as they once did.
Yeah,
before.
but that's
But
natural.
as
People
a
get older.
new group, I mean,
You have to
there's
sell.
some groups they're still in their growing phase. Like they still need to grow into their looks. Like there's potential to be.
But
like,
I'm talking like about big groups, not about the new group. Like,
then that's not a fair question because then they're already established if they're a big group.
but I'm saying yes. To become a big group, you have to have had looks. That's what I'm saying.
But sometimes when they debut, they're still growing into their looks. Like there's potential, but they're not developing to their full looks.
But they already had visuals or a visual in a group when they debuted. That's what I'm saying. Because the whole idea with K-pop, they're selling to young girls that fall in love with these guys. So if they don't find no one attractive, they're not gonna fall in love. They're not gonna sell.
Ignores the hard work.
For me, that would be hard for me because the groups that are young, they're like very like childish to me. So it's like
Right, it's for young girls, you know.
They put into making their own songs and shaping their identity as artists. Over time, as they mature and get more experience, their visuals, perform.
Now, they can be successful in behind the scenes, but in terms of idols, that's what I'm saying. Because if we looked at the songs they already produced in one of the videos, they produced some great hits. So I think they can definitely be like successful in the behind the scenes for sure.
Performance and stage presence will naturally evolve. Right now, what deserves recognition is not perfection, but their passion, effort, and ambition to create something original in a very competitive environment. Cortis may not meet every person's visual expectations yet, but their musical talent, self-production, and youth show enormous potential. Instead of tearing them down, it's worth supporting them as they grow, develop, and refine their craft, because their journey as artists has only just begun.
Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible. Bye.